The Galactic Council hall was silent, but not calm. It was a massive place, floating in deep space, built by the strongest species in the galaxy. Tall lights glowed above endless rows of alien leaders. Every seat was filled. Today was not a normal meeting. At the center of the hall, a blue planet rotated slowly in the air. Earth. Many council members stared at it with cold eyes. Some looked bored, others were smiling. "This is the experiment," said the High Speaker, his voice echoing across the hall. "Planet designation, Earth." A few alien leaders laughed quietly. Earth was young compared to other worlds. Its technology was slow. Its people fought each other. They were emotional, loud, and unpredictable. To the council, humans were not impressive. They were a mistake. "We gave them time," another council member said. "We watched them grow, and they failed." The words were sharp. "They pollute their own world," one voice said. "They fight wars instead of uniting," said another. "They are weak," someone added. More laughter filled the hall. The High Speaker raised one long hand, and the noise stopped. "The purpose of this experiment was clear," he said. "To see if intelligent life could rise without guidance. Earth has proven it cannot." The image of Earth zoomed closer. Storms covered parts of the planet. Cities glowed in the dark. Billions of humans lived their normal lives, unaware that their fate was being decided. Far away on Earth, humans looked at the stars with hope. They did not know the galaxy was judging them. "They are dangerous in their own way," one council member said. "Not because they are strong, but because they are unstable." The word unstable echoed. That was worse than weak. The High Speaker nodded slowly. "Then the decision is clear." A symbol appeared in the air. It meant exile. "Earth will be removed from all galactic records," the speaker announced. "No trade, no contact, no protection." Some members clapped their claws or tentacles. Others did not care. "Banishment," the High Speaker said. "Effective immediately." The blue planet dimmed slightly on the display, but something unexpected happened. One small figure stood up at the edge of the hall, a junior observer from an old race. His voice was quiet, but firm. "May I speak?" The council looked annoyed, but the High Speaker allowed it. "You judged them too quickly," the observer said. "Humans are slow. Yes. They fight. Yes. But they adapt." More laughter. "Adapt to what?" someone asked. "To loss," the observer replied. The hall went silent for a moment, but the High Speaker shook his head. "We are not here to feel sympathy. We are here to protect the galaxy." The observer sat down. He knew the decision would not change. The council ended the meeting. One by one, the alien leaders left the hall. To them, Earth was already finished. In deep space, the last signal was sent. Earth was cut off. No alarms rang on Earth. No skies burned. Humans did not scream. Life continued as normal, but something had changed in the silence of space. Humanity was now alone. The Galactic Council believed Earth would collapse without guidance. They believed humans would destroy themselves. They were sure of it. They did not know that humans were at their most dangerous when ignored, and they did not know that this Judgment Day would be remembered as the moment everything began. The stars did not change when Earth was banished. They still shined the same way. But for humanity, everything was different. At first, no one knew. Days passed, weeks passed. Human scientists noticed something strange. Deep space signals stopped arriving. Old listening stations heard only silence. Trade probes sent into space never returned. Earth was alone, governments argued. Scientists worked without sleep. People looked at the night sky and felt something was wrong, but they could not explain it. Then the truth became clear. Humanity had been cut off from the galaxy. There was no enemy fleet, no attack, just silence. Panic spread across Earth. Some people feared invasion, others feared extinction. Many believed humanity had been abandoned by the universe itself. But humans did not stop. They never did. Without outside contact, Earth turned inward. Old rivalries slowly lost meaning. Resources became precious. Survival became the priority. "We have only ourselves now," one human leader said. "So we work together, or we fall alone." That message spread. Cities changed. Energy was saved. Waste was reduced. Underground shelters were expanded, not for war, but for safety. Space stations near Earth were upgraded and strengthened. Humans learned a hard truth very fast. No one was coming to help them. Years passed. Life was not easy. There were failures. Ships exploded. Experiments went wrong. Some colonies failed. Some people lost hope. But humans learned from every mistake. They wrote down every error. They improved every design. They shared knowledge instead of hiding it. Slowly, humanity became quieter. No loud messages were sent into space anymore. No signals asking for help. Earth became a silent world. In the Galactic Council, no one noticed. To the galaxy, Earth was a dead experiment. But in that silence, humans grew stronger. They learned how to live with less. They learned how to repair instead of replace. They learned patience. Children were taught survival, science, and problem-solving from a young age. Not for glory, not for war. For tomorrow. New engines were built. They were not fast, but they were reliable. New ships were designed. They were not beautiful, but they could survive deep space. Humans stopped trying to impress anyone. They focused on endurance. One scientist said it best: if the universe does not care about us, then we will care about ourselves. Decades passed. Earth changed, not into a paradise, but into something stronger, something stable. The night sky was still quiet. No alien voices, no warnings, no guidance. Just stars. Some humans wondered if the galaxy even remembered them. Others did not care, because humanity had learned something important in exile. They did not need permission to exist. Far away, the Galactic Council continued its business. New species were judged. New experiments were approved. Earth was never mentioned again. They believed humans would break under isolation. They believed fear would destroy them. They were wrong, because exile did not weaken humanity. It focused them. And while the galaxy looked elsewhere, humans were preparing for a future no one else expected. A future where they would no longer ask to belong. A future where they would decide their own place among the stars. Time passed, but the galaxy did not notice. For humanity, exile was no longer a wound. It had become a lesson. More than 50 years had passed since Earth was cut off. A full generation had grown up without knowing alien voices or galactic signals. To them, silence was normal. Humans stopped asking why they were alone. They started asking how to survive forever. Earth scientists worked deep underground and in distant space stations. There were no limits anymore. No galactic laws. No council watching. Mistakes were allowed. Failure was expected. And failure was used. Human technology changed. It did not grow flashy or loud. It grew smart. Systems became simple but powerful. Machines were built to repair themselves. Ships were designed to survive damage, not avoid it. Humans learned something the galaxy never valued: efficiency. Artificial intelligence was not built to rule humans, but to assist them. AI watched systems, found weak points, and suggested better designs. Humans listened, but they always made the final choice: trust, not control. Human ships slowly pushed farther into deep space, not to explore, but to test. Every mission was a lesson. Every loss was studied. No names were given to ships lost in testing. Only data mattered. Weapons were not the focus, but defense was. Human shields were layered and adaptive. They changed based on threats. Armor was designed to absorb, not reflect. Humans expected to be hit. They planned for it. Energy systems became the heart of human progress. Reactors were small, stable, and long-lasting. Not powerful enough to scare anyone, but strong enough to never fail. Meanwhile, Earth itself changed. Megacities were reduced. Nature slowly returned. Humans learned balance. They understood that survival was not just space technology. It was discipline. Humanity became calm. There were no speeches about revenge, no promises of return, no angry messages sent into the void. The galaxy believed Earth was dead. That belief protected humanity better than any shield, because no one watches what they think is gone. One deep space station picked up a faint alien signal one day. It was weak and far away. Old humans would have responded instantly. These humans did not. They recorded it, studied it, and stayed silent. That silence was a choice, because humanity was not ready to be seen. A human commander once said, "When we speak again, it will not be to ask." Those words spread quietly. By the end of the first century of exile, humanity had changed in one clear way. They were no longer desperate. They were prepared. Training programs focused on problem solving under pressure. Crews learned how to survive alone for years. Human psychology adapted to isolation. Fear was no longer an enemy. It was a tool, far beyond Earth. Human probes watched the galaxy quietly. They did not interfere. They only observed. They learned alien movement patterns, trade routes, defense habits. The Galactic Council still did not notice. Why would they? Earth was a failed experiment. Here, but deep in human space, a new truth was understood. The galaxy had made a mistake, not by banishing Earth, but by forgetting it. Because humanity was no longer evolving for approval. They were evolving for survival. And survival, when pushed far enough, always becomes strength. The silent evolution was complete. All that remained was the moment when silence would no longer be enough. The galaxy had always believed it was safe. The strongest species controlled the trade lanes. The Galactic Council watched every major system. Nothing dangerous could rise without being noticed. That belief shattered in a single year. It began at the edge of known space. Entire colonies went silent. Defense fleets vanished. Trade routes collapsed overnight. At first, the Council thought it was piracy. They were wrong. Survivors spoke of shadows in space, ships that did not answer hails, weapons that ignored shields, attacks without warning or mercy. A new enemy had arrived. Council fleets were sent, powerful ships, armed with the best technology the galaxy had ever built. None of them returned. Panic spread through the Galactic Council hall, the same hall where Earth had once been judged. Emergency meetings were called. Voices were raised. Accusations flew. This has never happened before. One council member said, "Our defenses are failing." Another admitted, for the first time in centuries, the council was afraid. They searched old records, ancient wars, forgotten species, lost experiments, and then someone spoke a name that had not been said in a very long time. Earth. The room fell quiet. Impossible, one member said. Earth was banished. They were weak. Yes, another replied slowly, but they were adaptable. Old data was pulled up. Last known human signals. Ancient reports. The junior observer who once warned them was remembered. The council did not like what they saw. Human space was marked as silent, not destroyed, not empty, just silent. The enemy advanced faster. Entire systems fell. Millions fled. The strongest species failed again and again. The council had no choice left. A decision was made. An emergency signal was sent. It was old code, very old, one that had been designed only for banished worlds. The message was simple. To Earth, we request assistance. The signal traveled through space. Days passed. No response. Some council members felt relief. Others felt shame. Then, in deep human space, the signal arrived. Human commanders gathered in a quiet room. The message played on a screen. No one spoke at first. They recognized the code. They understood what it meant. The galaxy was asking for help. Not as equals, not as allies, as a last option. A young officer asked the question everyone was thinking. Do we answer? Silence filled the room. An older commander finally spoke. They judged us, he said calmly. They banished us, and they forgot us. Cliffs, another replied. But if the galaxy falls, we fall with it, even in exile. The decision was not emotional. It was logical. Humans would respond, but not the way the council expected. A short message was sent back. It contained only one line. Signal received. Stand by. Back in the Galactic Council hall, the message arrived. Relief washed over. The room. Seb cheered. Some looked confused. What does it mean? I asked. Before anyone could answer, sensors across the galaxy began to change. Unidentified ships were moving. Fast, precise, silent. Human fleets were leaving exile, and the galaxy was about to learn what humanity had become while everyone else was not watching. The first human ships appeared without warning. Galactic sensors detected them too late. There were no loud engines, no bright signals, no signs of aggression, just shapes moving through space with perfect control. They were simple in design, dark, silent, but they moved with purpose. The alien enemy was already attacking a core system when the human fleet arrived. Council ships were retreating. Shields were failing. Panic filled every channel. Then the humans acted. They did not rush forward. They did not charge. They observed for a moment, reading the enemy's patterns, and then they struck. Human weapons were precise. Not wide, not wasteful. Each shot had a purpose. Enemy shields collapsed in seconds. Ships that had destroyed entire fleets were disabled with calm efficiency. The battle ended faster than anyone expected. The alien threat tried to retreat. Humans did not chase. They closed every exit. Silence followed. Across the galaxy, systems stopped. Falling. Attacks ended. The unknown enemy vanished as suddenly as it had appeared. The Galactic Council watched in disbelief. "This is not possible," one member whispered. But it was. Human fleets moved from system to system, stabilizing defenses, repairing stations, restoring power. They did not demand praise. They did not ask permission. They simply worked. When the threat was gone, a single human ship approached the Galactic Council station. Only one. It docked calmly. A human representative entered the council hall. No armor, no weapons, just a quiet presence. The same hall where Earth had once been judged. The High Speaker looked at the human with unease. "Humanity," he began, "the galaxy owes you." The human raised a hand. "We did not come for thanks," the representative said. His voice was steady. "We came because extinction helps no one." The council shifted uncomfortably. "You called us a failed experiment," the human continued. "You banished us. You erased us. You erased us." No one denied it. "But while you watched the galaxy," he said, "we watched ourselves." Silence filled the hall. "We learned to survive without approval," the human said. "Without help. Without guidance." The High Speaker spoke carefully. "What do you want?" The human paused. "Nothing," he said. That answer shocked them. "We will not join your council," he continued. "We will not rule, and we will not forget." The words were not angry. They were final. "Earth does not seek a place in your system," the human said. "We will stand apart, but understand this." He looked around the hall. "You judged us at our weakest," he said. He laughed. "You turned away." The council listened, and when the galaxy needed help, he finished. "You remembered." As the human turned to leave out of the doorway, he stopped. "Earth was never a failed experiment," he said. "It was a test." He looked back one last time, and this time, the galaxy failed. The human ship departed. Human fleets returned. To the edges of known space, they did not stay. They did not occupy. They simply vanished back into silence. But the galaxy would never forget. Earth was no longer ignored. It was feared, respected, and watched, because humanity had proven something the Council could not undo. They did not need the galaxy to survive. The galaxy needed them.